But let me go ahead and play this video and see exactly what it is that Jay Morrison is saying. And I'm going to try to look at it objectively. I want to see what Jay Morrison is really saying.
19 Keys, Wall Street Trapper, sat in my office while I was planning out the political party. They know. Everybody in the community know what I get into. Him500 was at our corner class in 2016 in Bankhead. I can play you. We can edit into the video. I'll give you a testimonial from the corner class in 2016.
I've been to plenty of paid real estate courses, week trainings, 2-week trainings. I've never got the information that I've got as impactful as I did on this corner. It is free.
He knows. Earn your leisure. They're most requested. If you're really serious, you have Jay Morrison on your platform.
The #1 person that everybody has been requesting for months now is
most
Jay
requested.
Morrison.
Yeah, that's a fact.
They know. So for everybody to try to box me out and not even have the decency as leaders, as men, right? This is a platform about men talking real shit. Real men do real things where I'm from. So if you're somebody that inspired me, or somebody that has contributed to our community, has shown a genuine effort to our community, but there's a question mark around you, how I'm built. If I call myself a leader, or influencer, or peer, or revolutionary, then I owe it to you to at least sit down with you and have the conversation.
One of the things that I'm always wondering is how all of these guys become interconnected. How do all of these guys, I'm going to be reading Super Chat shortly. Thank y'all for everybody that's contributing to the platform. How do these guys become so interconnected, right? Because it's always literally, it's like, yo, if you know one, then this person knows the other, or this one brought him in the game or whatever. And the problem with that is that if you start to have a fallout or if you got an issue, it's not you can lean on what it is that you did or anything like that. It then becomes somebody else's problem, or they didn't pay homage or anything like that, and so on and so forth. I don't really understand that. Like, I'd rather just stand on my own square, stand on my own 2 feet. I'd rather have my own receipts, my own W-2s. I don't want nobody to say that they put anything in my pocket. I earned it. I went to work for it. I started my own business and did it. I actually leveled up and did my own job as a result of it. I have my own W-2s to show it. If you guys want to tap into the Patreon and look at my W-2s, you are more than welcome to do so. If you want to go and see what's in my brokerage account, if you want to go and see what it is that I earn on YouTube or anything like that, you're more than welcome to do so. But I don't understand why people, I don't understand how people automatically get interconnected. It's weird to me.
Oh, you the professional courtesy, the revolutionary courtesy, the brotherly courtesy.
I don't know what the revolutionary courtesy
really going
is.
On, bro?
You know what revolutionary courtesy is? Revolutionary courtesy is the fact that we all black. I'm assuming is the fact that we all black, and somehow, some way, there's a code associated with it. Somehow, some way, there's a code associated with it. A lot of times, the way that people, and this is one of the reasons why I often say, you can like me, you can hate me, you can not like my talking points or whatever, but when I give you information or when I give you game, you have to be objective in order to see it, because you know that I'm not aligning myself just based off of color, just based off of gender, just based off of any of that, because I'm not pro anything except for being pro get to the bag and become the best version of yourself, right? So I don't have, or I don't need the ability to tap into your blackness or your menness or your womenness or anything like that in order to leverage that to sell you on doing anything other than what's best for you, right? And so when I see this happen and people say pro-revolutionary and all of this other type of stuff, I don't believe in stand on code based off of anything that you can't control. I don't like that. That's wild to me.
Not to play to my own self-interest that, yo, if the big homie out, it's more room for us.
Is that what you think
Bro,
their motivations were?
Bro, what's up? It speaks for itself.
So you really think like
There's no way, right? Let's take the manosphere, for example. There's no way that you can tell me that not aligning yourself with Kevin Samuels during the time that Kevin Samuels was alive was not a come up, more visibility, being a friend of Kev. Anybody that was a friend of Kev that wanted to box Kev out and get Kev out of the game understands that that's not an opportunity for them. That's actually missed opportunities to continue to leverage Kev's brand if you're just looking at it from a business perspective in order to continue to create visibility for you. Kev being missed doesn't necessarily make more room for you, in my opinion, right? I don't look at other people and say that they're my competition when we got over 9 billion people in the world, 8.5, 9 billion people in the world. You just need to find your niche. You have a group of people or a community, which is one of the reasons I speak so with so much conviction, because I'm not worried about what nobody else is doing. If you align with me or you rock with me just because you see value in what it is that I bring, then that means that we can just authentically come together. But I don't believe that you should be interdependent on me, and I'm not going to be interdependent on you in order for me to be successful, because then when we separate or we go our separate ways, it's going to be animosity. In most relationships, even if you go down to all the way down to, shout out to Tony Williams, I'm definitely going to be reading that super chat. Most relationships, you outgrow. It don't even have to be anything that you do to each other. You may be moving in this direction. He may be moving in this direction. What if the homie then say, oh man, that he used to be my dog, but then he got married? No, he's still cool. He just doing something else. I don't understand this I owe you thing. That is weird to me.
Like the people mostly close to you, like their motivation was to get you out the picture so they can put themselves in a position to.
I'd love to get Jay Morrison on the platform and get his perspective, because I'm learning about Jay Morrison in third person by looking at these interviews and hearing other people give their perspective about it. I'd love, if anybody know Jay Morrison or anybody follows Jay Morrison on Instagram or anything like that, tell Jay Morrison, Anton Daniels, if he's interested, is looking to having a conversation with him to get his perspective. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll send him a DM right now. I don't even
elevate themselves in the space.
I'm going to say this. It's a fact, because they told me themselves, they told other people, that after their conferences, at their masterminds, they had whole roundtable meetings about me. This is a fact. Ask them. They had whole meetings about, yo, why you stand next to Jay Morrison? It's not a good look for us. But not the decency to bring Jay Morrison to have a conversation to the table. And everyone I'm talking about, I've had personal reach outs to, because I do real man shit. Everyone I picked up a phone or sent a DM, like, yo, bro, let's talk. Ian Dunlap was a master investor.
Master investor.
Yeah.
They was on their Market Monday podcast. And he made like some kind of comment like, oh, if I did that, I'd be like the biggest scam like Jay Morrison. Bro, DM, bro, what's up? I didn't go to Instagram. I didn't go, look, guys, I didn't make a marketing play out of it. First of all, the word of God says, if your brother offends you, you go directly to your brother.
Oh, snaps. We bringing the word of God into this. We bringing the word of God into this. First talk about the blackness, then it becomes about religion. And I'm not saying that Jay Morrison is not a religious guy. And I'm not saying that Jay Morrison is wrong about what it is that he's saying. I agree with him, actually. When he says, if you have a problem with your brother, if you know them in real life, then what you do is you tap into them directly. And y'all know I've had my squabbles over the internet with people that I've known in real life. And I'm like, yo, why you ain't call me? Why you ain't hit me up? All of that other type of stuff, right? And then at that point, it's like, oh, okay, well, then I guess we just go in our separate ways because we look at this a little bit differently, right? But here's the question that you have to ask yourself. Were they actually that cool, or was it really just looking at it from a business perspective? Were they that cool, or, do you look at it from a business perspective? Just curious.
So I try to live by that principle. I go directly to my brother. I hit him, hit me back. We DM'd, then he gave me his number. We texted. He said, bro, I didn't mean it like that. It was taken out of context. I respect you. I look up to you. Like, bro, I want to go to the Black House. It was a positive conversation. He was like, yo, we supposed to get on the phone. Hit him a couple times, could get on the phone. Hit him again, followed up so we could have the conversation. I'm like, yo, bro, we gotta rectify this.
Right.
You can't say this publicly to not atone for that, clear it up. He's like, yo, I will, all that. Hit him a few times, crickets. He never got back. You never got back, King. I'm not dissing. We can still do it. What I'm trying to say is that everybody played with my name, bro. Everybody played with my brand.
Well, it's the internet. People can say what it is that they want to say about you. Here's the other side of it, though. Honestly, just me on the outside looking in as a person I think if I'm not mistaken, because obviously timelines is off and all of that other type of stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, I discovered Dr. Umar Johnson and Jay Morrison around the same time. I discovered Umar Johnson and Jay Morrison around the same time. It was the early, maybe even Ty Lopez too. I don't know if y'all remember Ty Lopez. He used to have the Lamborghinis inside of the garage, and he would have a bunch of books. And I thought that Ty Lopez was a marketing genius. I thought that Umar Johnson was his ability to be able to be an orator was incredible. I thought that Jay Morrison leveraging the whole, yo, I'm a street dude, I'm about to, but I'm about to give you the game and the sauce. He was Bandman Kevo before Bandman Kevo, right? And so when you talk about your name and your brand, I think that the problem with a lot of these guys is they start getting caught up with trying to prove everybody wrong or trying to change the perspective of who it is or how people see them in the face of the eyes of the people. If the people rock with you, then they rock with you. And if they don't, then you keep working in order to continue to show and prove. And then you actually just show the receipts, right? You don't even got to show the receipts. You just got to be a reflection of it. Because I think that people can see, right? I think that largely, regardless of whether or not people agree with it or not, they can see whether or not you really about that life. They can see whether or not your marriage is really good or not. Right. For years, for example, people had already assumed that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith was fucked up, that their relationship was fucked up, that they had something else going on. It was somebody else participating in it. And then lo and behold, a decade or two later, August Alsina came to the forefront and he was out here fucking on Jada Pinkett Smith. Right. And so people's intuition, it's something to that. And as long as you continue to show and prove, listen, this is who I am. I live my life like an open book. Let me show you the books. Let me show you the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. If you're working with other people's monies, right? If you're working with other people's monies, then you making that available for the general public to be able to see, to show in the receipts. You can't deny the receipts, right? You can't deny exactly what it takes. Listen, if you depended on YouTube in order to be able to substantiate your lifestyle, then you're going to be in trouble anyway. You can't maintain the type of lifestyle that you portray yourself to be off YouTube money, which is one of the reasons why I show my W-2s. It's one of the reasons why I show what's in my bank account, so on and so forth, right? And so the point that I'm making is that I think that Jay Morrison's problem is that he's so focused on what everybody else think about him instead of being focused on doing the thing that he's supposed to be great at, which is being an expert in real estate, right? And I don't know if he's an expert in real estate or not, but he needs to be focused on him instead of being focused on what everybody else is saying about him or who ain't messing with him or who ain't paying homage. Because don't nobody owe you anything, right?
If
I'm about to drop the link in the chat for y'all.
It certainly was to many people's benefit.
You got to be on camera.
That I was out of the picture. Matter of fact, Troy from Earn Your Leader told my wife, he said, to Ernestine, he said, the people picked a new leader.
Why is Troy from, this dude is naming names. He real mad. Why is he talking, why is he kicking it with your wife in that sense?
That's how they felt. People picked a new leader. So my point is,
wow,
I'm not competing to be the leader. I'm trying to save our people, bro.
I think it's a little bit of cap in there. I think it's a little bit of cap in that rap. It's very difficult. Of all of the things that I think is a red flag, and I look at the red flags from men, women, the whole 9 yards, right? Of all of the things that I can think of that's a red flag, the biggest red flag that I see amongst people, especially on the internet, is leaning into the black thing, saving our people. For me, that I'm just not going for it. I'm just not going for it. I'm never going for the blackety black thing. That's just not doing it. I think that people do want to be successful. I think that people do want to I certainly want to be successful. I certainly love making a lot of money. I certainly love, being at the top of my game, or when I have a good when I have a phenomenal live stream and I'm cooking and stuff like that. If you don't think that I'm going to rewatch my junk back and saying, oh man, I was hitting right there. I'm talking to my editor. Hey, make sure you clip that up into a short. And I don't even do shorts. I be feeling myself. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that you can do both. I think that you can add value into somebody's life. And on top of that, I think that you can also want to be great and want to be successful. That's just my personal opinion, though.
I'm not trying to have a spot. You have to have a spot. We on a different type time. We'll be talking about leadership, and we talking about revolutionary work and healing our community, and you got somebody that's at the forefront. Everyone can agree, right, that, not saying I'm the only, but I've certainly been at the forefront of empowering our community, especially from a financial space.
Yeah, absolutely. Pioneer. I mean, I can't say that we would be doing what we're doing now if you had not paved the way with, education space. I mean, that's where we come from.
So think about what that says about our community. Everyone I named and everyone in between. That the guy who's at the forefront of inspiring so many and kicking down the doors, taking the risk for us. Bro, we have the largest black-owned real estate crowd fund. I've been investigated by the SEC. I've been investigated by the FBI. Our whole brand's been smeared over it. This is group economics, building Black Wall Street, all that. When I hit Rashad from Earn Your Leisure to talk about it, because I had to have a conversation with him because I didn't like some shit I ain't like. Mm-hmm. He gave me his perspective on it, and like a man, I appreciate that. And he said, yo, bro, I would never do a fund like that. I would never invest in that many people. I said, that's the difference between us. I'm a Garveyite. Marcus Garvey is the one that raised $800,000.
Oh, who? A Garveyite?
With thousands of people back in 1919 to help liberate and free our people. I'm not here to be the biggest influencer. I'm not here to be the biggest educator, biggest podcaster.
I am here to be the best at whatever it is that God has given me and to be a phenomenal steward. I'm absolutely here to be the best. And not only am I here to be the best, I'm also here in order to give the game to my bag chasers as a result, so they can also be great along with me. But I am definitely here to be the best. No doubt about it.
Run your route.
Listen, if you had any mistake about what it is that I represent being the best at what it is that I do. Now, if I get there, or if whoever, it depends on whatever it is that you comparing me to, but I am definitely here to make sure that I am the best at what it is that I do, flat out.
But if I'm at the forefront of being someone that inspired you or kicked down doors or been your most requested, these are factual things.
Solly says, check out what Solly says. Solly says, and this right here is showing the weakness of the black, and this right here that Anton is showing is the weakness of the black community, because if you observe the other groups, they do work as a unit and individual for the community's betterment. And you're wrong. But I'm not going to go into how much you're wrong, because I am about to drop the link in the description for you guys to be able to cam up and explain it to me. I'm not going to break it down just based off of a text that y'all writing inside of the chat. That's your right to do so, right? I am cool with smoke on either way. But this is Friday, and this is the pull-up show, and so you're more than welcome to be here. Let's do this. We're gonna play this, and I'm gonna drop this link in the description.
If I'm at the forefront of that, and then there's a controversy around someone who's been a leader figure or a forefront
I'm gonna be reading
figure,
super chat shortly.
we don't owe it at all in courtesy and dignity, in the spirit of revolutionaryism, the spirit of building, to have that round table, to have that mastermind, to have that conversation? Or is it just convenient not to have the conversation?
And Jay, I want to get some clarity here, because it sounds like it wasn't about what actually happened. It was just really about what the public opinion was at that time.
It was about the opportunity at the time.
Okay.
And with the public opinion, I get it when we talk about this is a line. I get it when we talk about business, that hey, if I'm aligned with XYZ, this could look bad for our brand. I'm not saying nobody got to align with me, unless somebody even owes me that. What I'm talking about, what we owe our people in leadership. This is a leadership lesson. It's not gossip. It's not chatty patty. It's about a leadership lesson.
I don't know. It sounds like it's some issues that certain people need to resolve behind the scenes. But him going public about this, I don't think that it necessarily works in his benefit. I don't think that it's going to be a good look for him.